Hi, this is John Dreyer, and in this video, we're going to show you how to record with your Mustang GT amplifier in just a few easy steps. So let's talk about what you need and then how we connect it all together. There's a few different ways to get the audio coming from your amplifier to record it. So if you have a GT40, you have a USB out or you have the stereo headphone out. If you have a 100 or 200, and in this case, I have a 100, you also have the option of using the XLR outs on the back of the amp, stereo left and right. So for this demo, I'm using the GT100. I have two cables coming from the back of the amp, the XLR left and right, into this interface. And then the interface is what allows me to communicate with my computer or other recording device. And then on the computer itself, I have what we call a DAW, which is a digital audio workstation. That's software. That allows me to capture the audio, mix, and master. And speaking of DAWs, there are a lot of different options out there, everything from entry level to pro. But as long as you can get your Fender gear connected, you'll be off and running. So there's a lot of different ways to capture guitar tones for recording. You can mic up your amplifier just by simply placing a microphone in front of the speaker. You can plug directly into your computer and use software to generate different guitar tones. But the Mustang is a great option because we can utilize all the guitar tones in the amp and we can record just about any style of music. All right, so now that we're all connected, I have the guitar plugged into the amp. Amp is plugged into the interface via the two XLR cables, and the interface is now communicating with my laptop. And before I set the actual guitar tone, I'm going to go to the global EQ settings. So I'm hitting menu, scroll down to EQ and amp settings, and then global EQ. And it's set flat. I want to have a little bit more life on my guitar because I'm recording direct. So I'm going to page down to guitar focus. That just gives a slightly different EQ to the overall tone of the amp itself. Okay, select that. I can back out. And then I went ahead and set a rhythm tone. So it's a slightly distorted tone. So now let's try recording. I already went in and I set up two tracks, left and right, for my guitar, my rhythm track. And I added a drum track as well. So we'll record, and then when we're recording, you'll hear the drum track playing underneath, and I'll play the rhythm guitar on top of that. So let's go ahead and try it out. All right, so now we have a rhythm track recorded. What I want to do next is go back to the amplifier, the Mustang GT, and pull up the acoustic simulator preset in the amp, which will allow us to record an acoustic track using the Strat. So I have that dialed up. Now when I go back to the computer and hit record, you'll hear the rhythm track play as well as the drums, and then you'll hear the new guitar track on top of that. So let's check it out. All right, so now we have a rhythm track, we have our acoustic rhythm track, and lastly, I want to add a lead tone. So back to the amp again. Now I'm going to dial in a tone that has a little bit more gain, and I've also added a delay. So let's play back the tracks and record. You'll hear the rhythm track, you'll hear the acoustic track, and then you'll hear my lead track on top of that. So let's do that now. All right, so there you go. We wrote a song. We had a rhythm track, an acoustic track, as well as a lead. Simple tracks, but shows you how the creation process works. Adding rhythms, adding melodies, adding leads on top of each other. You can go on and on and on with as much room as you have in your computer. Next step is to mix it, make it sound great. You can share it with your friends. You can collaborate with other musicians, share files back and forth, and work on songs together. And just work on your songwriting chops. So one little tip I wanted to add, we didn't record with the bass on this song, but if you wanted to add the bass and you didn't own one, you can always do it with guitar by going to the Mustang GT. You can dial in a pitch shift and lower the pitch to a bass tone and take out the original guitar signal, and you're left with this. And that's one way to record with your Mustang GT amplifier. I hope this video has given you some inspiration, and have fun recording. For more information, you can go to fender.com and stay tuned here for more videos. We'll see you soon.